the silence of deep space was shattered by the screech of an unfamiliar energy signature. On the bridge of the human survey vessel, Odyssey *, the atmosphere tightened. We were far beyond known alliance borders, charting the fringe of the Perseus Arm, when a Cathar hegemony patrol ship materialized directly in our path. Their reputation preceded them. Ancient, arrogant, and possessive of their vast, stagnant territories. "Incoming hail," announced Captain Alara Vance, her hand hovering over the comms panel. Audio only. They're broadcasting on a restricted band. I stepped forward, Dr. Eris Thorne, lead xenotech specialist. "Put it through, Captain. Let's hear what an empire built on 10,000-year-old designs considers a proper first contact." The Cathar voice was deep, resonant, and laced with an audible sneer. "Unidentified vessel, you have trespassed into Cathar sovereign space. Your primitive energy signatures indicate a Class D pre-warp civilization. Deactivate your engines and prepare for immediate boarding, or be incinerated." Captain Vance glanced at me, a flicker of irritation in her eyes. Our Odyssey *, a vessel capable of micro-jumps, and powered by a cold fusion reactor that could run a city for a century on a handful of refined lunar dust, was Class D pre-warp. It was almost amusing. "Respond, Dr. Thorne," Vance prompted, her voice level. I smiled. "Commander Xylo's Cathar hegemony. This is the human vessel Odyssey *. We apologize for the misunderstanding. Our navigation systems are, as you correctly assessed, rather rudimentary. We are complying with your request. Engines powering down now." On the main screen, the Cathar vessel, a behemoth of ornate plating and visible energy conduits, seemed to expand with satisfaction. They were so confident in their old-world tech, their sheer mass. Minutes later, their boarding party, led by Commander Xylos himself, stomped onto our bridge. Six-limbed beings encased in heavy, clanking armor, their energy rifles looked like something from a museum. Xylos, taller and more imposing, his four eyes scanning our console with contempt. "Your vessel is crude," Xylos rumbled, gesturing to a diagnostic screen that showed our primary power conduit. A thin, flexible biofiber conduit barely visible to the naked eye. "And your power distribution is haphazard. Are those exposed wires?" "Ah, yes, Commander," I said, feigning embarrassment. "Our engineers prefer a more artisanal approach. Everything handcrafted, you see. Very inefficient, I'm afraid." I tapped a small, iridescent panel. "This, for instance, is our primary energy relay. Rather, what little energy we managed to scrape together." Xylos's mandibles clicked. Pathetic. "My engineers will dismantle this curiosity. Prepare to be towed to a processing station for re-education." Just then, the Odyssey *, sensors flared. "Commander, multiple Cathar heavy cruisers just jumped into the system," reported a sensor tech. "They're forming a battle formation." Xylos smirked, his confidence palpable. "A swift lesson for a fledgling species. You should count yourselves fortunate to learn the Cathar way now, rather than later." He raised a hand. "Begin targeting sequences on the human vessel's primary drives. Disable them, but preserve the hull." "With respect, Commander," I interjected, stepping slightly closer to him. "You truly believe brute force is the pinnacle of technological advancement?" His multiple eyes narrowed. It is proven, human. The Cathar hegemony has ruled this sector for millennia. Our weapons are unsurpassed. Unsurpassed at waste perhaps, I murmured, loud enough only for him to hear. I flicked a tiny switch on my wrist-mounted tablet. On the main screen, the Cathar cruisers began to glow with charging energy. You see those massive energy signatures, all that raw power generated and flung across space. So much lost heat, so much unnecessary strain on your systems. We, on the other hand. Suddenly, the Odyssey S hull seemed to shimmer. It wasn't a cloak, it was a shift. The Cathar targeting locks, which had been bright red, turned yellow, then green, then simply vanished. What in the void is this? Xylos bellowed, turning to his own boarding crew. Reacquire target. Their energy signature is gone. Not gone, Commander, I corrected calmly, gesturing to the empty space where Odyssey S ship had been on their screens. Just redistributed. You see, your ships emit tremendous waste heat, a beacon in the void. Our systems absorb and recycle nearly all of our emitted energy. Our exposed wires, as you called them, are actually hyper-efficient graphene conduits that reroute every picowatt into a real-time, active thermal camouflage. We're not cloaked. We're simply running so efficiently that we blend with the cosmic background radiation. You can't hit what you can't see, and you can't see us because we are not their asterisk in any meaningful thermal signature. Out in space, the Cathar cruisers fired. Massive plasma bolts lanced through the void, missing by hundreds of kilometers. They were firing at ghost images, at where their primitive sensors thought we should be. Absurd, roared Xylos. Even if true, your vessel is too small. You cannot withstand a sustained bombardment. Perhaps not with a static shield like yours, Commander, I replied, activating a subtle holographic display on our bridge. It showed the Cathar energy blasts nearing Odyssey Asterisk. As they hit, they didn't explode. Instead, they diffused, turning into swirling patterns of light that seemed to flow around our ship before dissipating harmlessly. Our rudimentary shield generators don't block energy, Commander. They modulate it. We shift our shield frequency at the quantum level, matching, and then subtly altering the incoming energy's waveform. What you transmit as a destructive bolt, we convert into a harmless light show. Or even better, absorb a fraction of it as raw energy to feed our own systems. Your very attack powers our defense. Xylos staggered back, his multifaceted eyes wide with a dawning horror. This is impossible. No, Commander, I said, a genuine smile now gracing my lips. This is ingenuity. While your empire perfected the art of building bigger and more destructive, humanity learned to build smarter and more efficient. Your technology is about overwhelming force. Ours is about understanding, adapting, and innovating. We've had a lot of haphazard, trial and error, a lot of exposed wires that blew up in our faces. But every failure was a lesson in what was possible. On the main view screen, the Cathar fleet outside, confused and frustrated, began to scatter their fire wildly. Their grand formation broke. Their command ship, Xylos's flagship, looked like a panicked beast. The Odyssey is now initiating a tactical withdrawal, Captain Vance announced, her voice resonating with quiet triumph. We are returning to Alliance space. If you wish to communicate further, Commander, we recommend you reevaluate your understanding of primitive and advanced. And perhaps consider that true strength isn't just about what you can destroy, but what you can create from nothing, and what you refuse to break. As our ship, still invisible to Cathar sensors and effortlessly absorbing their stray blasts, began to accelerate, Xylos could only stare. His ancient, rigid understanding of warfare, of technology, of the universe itself, had been shattered by a single, primitive, human vessel that chose not to fight him, but to simply make his might irrelevant. The Cathar hegemony had just met humanity, and they finally understood their place in the galaxy. Not at the top of the food chain, but as a species that had barely begun to grasp the true meaning of innovation.